In his day, Sokolov was Dunwall's genius. He transformed our city with his inventions. Electricity for the factories and carriages racing along above the streets. As I grew up, his buzzing and glowing devices kept me safe. His stories always made me giggle, and his outrageous conversations shocked aristocrats and overseers alike. Now, all these years later, Kiran Jindosh is Karnaka's genius. A mad inventor who has given the Duke sinister machines that move like people but aren't. Clockwork soldiers that fight and kill. I've got to find out where Sokolov's being held and bring the old man back alive. Rescue one genius and cage the other before he creates an army of Clockwork soldiers.
Watch the faces of those who bow the most deeply, or some such. You might want to talk to Hypatia before we head out. She's taken one of the rooms, just for a while, I think. Needed to be away from Admire. Dr. Hypatia seems better than when she first showed up. Is it truly possible the good doctor didn't know she was the crown killer? Maybe she just didn't want to. That woman worked so hard during the old Duke's reign. For the poorest people in the city. It's good you found a way to keep from cutting Hypatia's throat, despite the situation. And surprising, really.
Nerve of the Grand Guard, trying to keep me from leaving. What did I do? What did I do? All these faces and the Duke's voice, lulling me, then feeling her push me down into sleep. The dreams were stronger. Is it a sign of recovery or relapse? Oh, you're here. Stay with me a moment.
Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kiran Jindosh. But that man has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Admire. Thank you. My dreams are still filled with visions, some of which I'd sooner forget. When I first got here, I was in a daze. But I'm feeling better. I'm not sure how long I'll stay here, but I appreciate being away from Adamar. A few days' recovery has helped. It might be the salty air or the rocking of the boat. Maybe just being around good people again. Maybe someday, Karnaca will return to the way it was under the old Duke, Theodanis. You be careful. Unless someone can correct all this, the next decade or more might be gloomy indeed.
It's as if she's emerged from a long, black dream. His spirit has been unburdened, and she's gaining strength each day. There's a sense within her of what she's done, but only impressions. Hypatia's mood improves. She looks forward to seeing patients again. Already, she's thinking about an old patient suffering from neuropathy. She wants to know how Rune is progressing.
Adamar solution. I hope it keeps you strong.
Megan must be up on deck. Ramsey and the Crown Killer. 2 pieces of the puzzle. More to go. So the Crown Killer was a tool of the Duke's coup. The murders had a calculated effect. Hypatia did terrible things under the influence of her formula, but she's free now. We'll find you, Anton. I wonder how recently this silvergraph image of Jindosh was made. With a couple dozen Clockwork soldiers, Jindosh changed the Empire. What would he do with an army? To reach Jindosh, I'll have to take the carriage through Lower, then Upper Aventa. That wasn't here before. Botany and diseases.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's get underway. Jindosh is important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't. You said there's a wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station?
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo taught me the theory.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll get it done.
Emily, take care of this crazy man and his Clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me. His home is supposed to be full of marvels. Locals go in as a test of courage or because they're desperate for a meal. Kids, even. People say you can hear them at night, pounding on the windows, calling for help. The carriage will take you fairly close to the mansion. The Duke looks after people like Jindosh. When you're done, meet me back here. If you can't find a rewiring tool, and you manage to get to the other side of the wall of light, there should be a power source somewhere. A whale oil tank or windmill. Turning it off works just as good, and nobody gets burned to ashes. Careful with the wall of light. I once saw a kid dare his little brother to touch one of those things. A second later, nothing left but dust. The Duke's circle is full of clever bastards, all working for a percentage. But no one is like Jindosh. Not since Sokolov. Jindosh entered his Clockwork soldiers in the Duke's tournament, the Blade Verbana. No one can beat them. Corvo won that when he was 16, didn't he? But he never faced anything like the Clockworks. Jindosh won't care who you are or what you want. To him, it's all a puzzle to work out. He looks at you like he wants to take you apart.
This time.
This is the Duke of Zirconis. Who else would it be?
Somebody's seen something.
Malcontents
Now
are saying
we're
that our
all on
bridges
edge.
are crumbling, and
My
people are
heart can't
leaving
take
our
much more
cities.
of this.
But as I look out from the windows of the Grand Palace, I
Someone
know
just heard a
these are
dog bark or
lies.
something. Of course now. Just got
Zirconis is a land of riches.
Better
Yet
get
some who are poor
Dice tonight.
later.
You in?
It's true that across our capital city there are abandoned buildings full of blood flies. There have always been blood flies. There always will be. It's the way of the world. Things rot. They fall apart. You squeeze out every drop of wine you can, and then you pass into nothing. Put that on my tombstone.
Where did I put that thing?
I'll tell you a story about Kirin Jindosh, the Duke's grand inventor. Once he was commissioned to make a toy for a 6-year Tivian noble girl. Jindosh worked for 3 months and built a machine composed of wood, brass, and the bones of several cats. It ran on a few drops of whale oil a day. The little girl was told she would have a special treat, and she was perfectly delighted until the moment it was activated. She lives at an asylum up at Dabakfa now, and will until the end of her days.
This is just ridiculous. It's crazy.
Huh?
Get these shifts. Been a week's wages. This is the worst assignment.
When the Grand Guard go into the place and see it packed solid with blood flies, they burn the building to the ground, and the ones on either side.
They may just smoke flash it. Either way, the jewels will be ruined. We're not getting our money, are we?
Have some faith. It'll just be more complicated than I thought it would be.
The Dukes let the blood flies get out of hand this year. Am I ever gonna catch a break?
Nobody's looking out for nobody right now. We'll go back tonight and dig the jewels out. After that, we'll make a quick exit from Karnaca.
Is the rent on time? Maybe I just won't pay it all. Who's gonna say anything?
You up for a beer later?
What is wrong with this city?
Why cover your face? Are you worried someone might recognize you?
Actually, you want my advice? Just pay the fine and be done with it. No use making trouble. I'll get the cigars tomorrow. Want to buy one?
Your face is covered.
Sure.
The Grand Guard won't like that.
You up for a beer later?
Wouldn't miss that. Not
Martha, won't you?
Someone should have come through already.
Hush. You'll tip off the mark.
How long we gonna wait for some lost aristocrat to stumble through?
Long as it takes. You want to eat, right?
Maybe this ain't such a good spot for an ambush.
God's shaking people down. More blood flies this year. People just ain't walking the streets anymore.
Getting hard to make a decent living.
No! Machine.
You look like you're doing pretty well. Why not give me a coin? Appreciate it. I'll let you in on a secret. I saw people coming and going recently, looking for whale oil, up to something. I worked in the silver mines here until the dust got to my lungs. So many people legging it from the city. The Grand Guard and the Howlers won't have anybody to tax or rob. Everybody's got the willies now. Feels like the city might collapse. You watch yourself. The Grand Guard aren't too friendly to strangers.
I used to own a cafe down at the docks, but the smell of fish blood was stronger than the smell of morning coffee. I had to sell it. I'm told they robbed one of our shops. I'd like to see them try it here. I don't know you.
I'm new to Karnaca. I need a tool that can rewire a wall of light, the kind the Grand Guard uses, and I'd prefer not to explain myself.
I can help you out, but not right now. Don't even linger here. I'm supposed to get a visit from Paolo, someone you don't want to meet. Come back later.
Understood.
You should go. We can do business another time. Like I said, Paolo is coming by. I think he's here. Hide yourself. They'll see you if you try to leave. Find a place to hide and we'll do business afterwards.
Lock it down. This won't take long. Make sure we have some privacy.
I need 8 new cutters, short blades, the good stuff. Morley steel.
I know what you mean.
Do you? Because last time, you gave me some backwater foundry garbage that wouldn't hold an edge. And snapped against Grand Guard armor.
I got taken on that deal too. But I'll make it up to you, Paolo. Lop off maybe 10%?
30. Because I like you. By next week.
That's fair. I made a bad faith trade and I regret it. You'll have the cutters, I promise.
Good, good. These are strange times. Overseers in the Dust District, a witch empress, and these Clockwork soldiers protecting their aristocracy. All bad for business. But if I get my way, Karnaca will be a different city a year from now.
They never tell me anything. Something's going on. I'm not stupid.
He's made the Howlers into something more than just a street gang. He's clever, this one. With aspirations. You'd be surprised how high up he wants to be. The Whalebones are his family. He's done terrible things to protect them. He believes he could run Sokolov better than the Duke. He has a secret that will save his life only once each day. He is well known throughout Karnaca as a man who can get things done. Even the Duke has employed him. There's someone he needs to check on. He wonders if the Moonstruck man has enough food and water. Some business with the Duke. An ongoing arrangement. I don't know. It involves one whose mind has been injured. I didn't see it at first, but there's magic at work here. He uses charms made of bone. Uses them well. Paulo. He helped a blind woodcarver cross the street. The same day he assassinated a barrister. He gets another star tattooed across his back every time he claims a life. A constellation of woe. He's thinking these are dangerous times, and how Mindy will take care of the Howlers should anything happen to him. Have I not already told you everything about him?
Who do we have here? I wonder why your face is covered, lady.
That's my business. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Paolo. In this part of town, everything's my business. And slumming rich kids should remember all that etiquette they learned. Maybe you need another lesson. Is that what you came down here for?
Better take off. Paolo's in a bad mood.
He's gone. What happened?
I'm told. I can't believe you're alive after crossing Paolo.
I trained with better. Much better.
Come in. I might have what you've been asking for. The situation in the Empire has driven the prices up, I'm afraid. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment. You won't be sorry. Deal well made. A pleasure to do business. Things were so much better just a decade ago. You know, I sleep in the shop most nights. The city's not safe. Sometimes I wish I had the Grand Inventor among my clients, but I've heard he's not so easy to please. Come back soon. I mean, if I'm still here.
Impressive how you managed to get there. Be careful. Those people in the oil tanks might still be around.
Whale oil. I got it for you. Not easy to pinch either.
No, you screwed up. It won't work without another tank. Not enough blast. You gotta trust me on this.
All right. I don't know shit about explosives. Never said I did. I'll go out again later and find some more.
Good. You can't rush jobs like this. It takes a smooth hand.
We can't piss around here forever either. Eventually some wanker will see us and the howlers will catch wind. But I hear you. One more tank.
Now, I can't go to the Grand Guard. Damn. This is what I pay protection money for.
Was a man from Old Lampro. His cockle was as wee as a minnow. He tugged on it nightly, then ever so slightly, it grew to be large.
can see Jindosh's mansion from here. The gate's down. I'll need the code.
Thing that ever happened to this city. Give me a handful of the Clockworks and I'll clean up the dust district.
I don't know. Maybe the tall boys were better from the time of the rat plague. They made people stand up straight.
Times change. If the Duke has his way, we'll have an army of the Clockwork soldiers by this time next year.
Something's gotta give.
Look carefully, people of Karnaca. Fear this face.
Always claiming they've seen a mass to say, hey.
Nothing to report. All is quiet for now.
The mansion has a strange beauty to it, but all such places must eventually come to ruin. Jindosh, it's time to pay for what you've done, and maybe I can find Sokolov.
Welcome to my home, stranger. The door is always open to those with the will to pass the threshold. If you're here by appointment, then proceed, and bide your time. Otherwise, I'd be remiss if I didn't inform you about the defensive mechanisms employed here, which are quite formidable. Many have entered without invitation, for reasons as myriad as the fish in the ocean. But of those who've dared to explore further, very few have found their way back out.
If I had 8 arms, I could choke 8 men at a time. Someday I'll have a bureaucratic army typing writs of execution for my enemies. The space behind the walls.
Think this thing can see what we're doing?
No. When they're like this, they're blind. They can still hear, though. They'll wake up at any loud noise, or if a fight breaks out.
Still kind of creepy. I have to work hard to ignore them.
I find it kind of exciting. Like being watched, but not really.
Hungry people just work harder. It's indisputable.
Chance, I'm going to ask for a transfer to the Grand Palace. Why shouldn't I? I deserve as much.
prices, the man wouldn't keep us waiting.
There's only one Kieran Jindosh. He can charge whatever he likes. Besides, you're rich enough to afford a couple of the Clockworks. I happen to know you've doubled your fortune since the Duke took over the silver mines.
Lower wages means higher profits, but it's my time that's precious. I'm not used to waiting.
Neither am I. When was the last time someone had me waiting for more than an hour? I can't remember. It's almost titillating.
How many Clockworks did you say there were? It's a numbered set, if I recall.
It is indeed, but 36, 46? Very exclusive, whatever the count. Everyone at the Garden Club will be green with envy.
Kieran Jindosh.
The whole family stung to death.
Duke Luca Abel. Ramsey and the Crown Killer were just the start. I need to break down Delilah's remaining allies. Jindosh, the Duke, all of them. What cruelty is this? There's another choice here. Assuming Jindosh's electroshock machine works. Not sure I'd call it mercy. It's a long way down. This must be Jindosh's lab.
I could do it all on my own, of course, but with Sokolov's help, it'll take 1/3 of the time. Perhaps half, given his age. The Clockwork design is flawless. Only the expense remains an impediment. Once we've got the cost down, I'll provide the Duke with an army unlike any in the history of the Empire. When was the last time I ate? I seem to have forgotten again. A day ago? 2?
Machine has lost its quarry.
Kirin Jindosh. This must be the electroshock machine Jindosh mentioned.
Kieran Jindosh, grand inventor for Sokovnos. He dreams of an army of mechanical soldiers. His invention, the Silvergraph. It combines mercury and a light on a plate, and an image appears. Some are delighted, some terrified. He has a great mind for innovation, invention, progress. Perhaps even greater than Sokolov. So young when he attended the academy, so quiet then. They hardly noticed him, but he took it all in, understood. Perhaps even better than they did. He works with Duke Luca Abel. They share overlapping interests, but only use one another. He's thinking the test subjects are all broken beyond repair, and it's time to obtain a fresh batch. At the academy, the other students and most of the teachers, they couldn't comprehend half of what he was telling them, even at 16. Such questions he asked as a child, just free from the crib. Others grew to fear him, just as he grew to love them. He waits for the breathing and the blood to stop, then the brain and the light from their eyes. He loves that moment when the eyes change, finds it fascinating. Longs for an adversary worthy of his intellect. It is not vanity. There are few who could match him. His mother asked, "Why did you do that to the cat?" Young Kieran only wanted to know what was inside, how it worked. Her distress puzzled him. The new Duke will let him have all the test subjects he wants. An endless supply. Almost arrested before the Duke found him. Carted off to some dank hole behind iron bars for revolting crimes against his fellows. His experiments. Instead, the Duke gave him a title. It is important to him. He wants others to notice the complexity of his work, the genius of his innovations. These are his thoughts. So many years. He's imagined having his own teacher in a cage, like an insect under glass, begging to be released, admitting that his was the superior intelligence. If he has any other secrets, they are hidden from me.
Not enough power.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device against me, get on with it, Jindosh. Though I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Patience, friend, patience. The sequence of events is important. You'll come to understand my electroshock machine, but when? Before or after that light leaves your eyes? And where does it go when it disappears? Who will tell me that?
Has anyone ever loved the sound of his own voice as much as you do, Kieran? Perhaps the device could tell us that.
No, sadly, it cannot. But what it can do is take from you the thing you love the most. Your precious intellect. If you won't agree to collaborate on the next Clockwork prototype, I'll use the device on that brain of yours, Sokolov.
I refuse. If I'm to be a drooling idiot, at least I won't be bothered by any more of your rambling fury.
The other lab machines are draining away too much electricity. The electroshock machine should work now.
You don't know what you're doing! Anything! I'll give you anything you want! Stop! Don't do this! So much will be lost! An age of advancement!
This is what you were going to do to Anton Sokolov.
And if I combine the acid against a copper plate, what does it do? I knew that a moment ago. Does anyone know the answer? I had an idea, but it's gone now. I'm very much afraid of what's happened. You can't have put me through that machine, but wait, what does it do? Please, kill me. Please make me die. Something something big is gone and I can't name it. Hello? I believe I've lost something very precious. Please help me find it. The other students will laugh at me now. Maybe there'll be apple pudding at dinner. I would like that.
His memories flee from him as he seeks them. All is shifting, intermingling. Great theorems drift just beneath the surface, just beyond his reach. But he cannot hold a thought for more than a few seconds. When he remembers, he is filled with rage and despair. The great cathedral of his mind, abandoned and ruined. For just a second, he had a new line of thinking, the solution to a great engineering problem. Now, lost. In a way, he is more content now than he has ever been. He thinks of his dinner later, and hopes for cabbage with pork.
Brianna Ashworth.
So many events in motion, each exerting subtle gravity. With Delilah, a new empire could be drawn, and all the old barriers broken. Much could be accomplished. My Clockwork soldiers have played their part, but each costs more coin than a wealthy man sees in a lifetime. It could take years to find a solution on my own. But if Sokolov can be tamed, together we might refine the process, making new Clockworks at a fraction of the cost. Whether I seduce my old teacher with the thrill of discovery, or whether I'm forced to apply the clamps to his flesh and turn on the voltage, no matter.
Increasing oil tank temperature. Entering combat state. Protocols underway. Unauthorized protocol feet. Playback for combat protocols. Combat protocol. Combatant executed. The machine has completed another full instruction set. Remove this playback after the final field test.
Aramis Stilton? Delilah Copperspoon.
Moving at last, but where is Jindosh?
Sometimes I think it'd be better if the ocean swallowed all the isles.
It's one of the Clockworks. But what is it doing? Is this some sort of maze?
It's obviously a chamber for conducting experiments and tests.
How would you know? You can barely wind a watch.
Jindosh isn't here. Do you suppose we're in danger?
Let's just stay here to be safe. I'm starting to rethink my desire to purchase anything from the man who'd build a mansion like this.
Mechanical soldiers, moving walls. Most people are happy just doing a job.
Why would you worry about such a thing? We've been here for months, but we've barely seen a third of the house. If he can replace members of the Grand Guard with those blasted mechanical men, why not us?
Do you have to ask? Can you imagine one of them pouring tea? It might take your hand off.
Give Jindosh time. He'll figure that out too. We'll be out on the streets.
I wouldn't last a night outside, and neither would you.
Diagnostic playback loop. Assessment chamber reconfigured. Standing by. Navigation assessment 60. Assessment chamber reconfigured. Standing by. Okay, trigger exploration grid.
is underway. Continue search. Extending exploration of the area.
Sokolov.
Playback for termination of...
Emily Caldwin, if you're here, things have gone further than I thought. But Kieran Jindosh?
Not dead, but I used his machines on him. His mind is not what it was.
You were an interesting little girl. You've become a fascinating woman.
Increasing oil tank temperature. General detection state. Configuration reported. Take this opportunity to back charge seconds. Discrepancy detected. Probably a door was unlocked or something. enemy. Combat protocol. Bluebird. Head detached. Still idling. Take this opportunity. The machine has lost its quarry. Is waking up. This indicates the search protocol is underway. Continue search. When displays, search is underway. The machine is still searching.
obviously.
You did it. How is he? He's frail and wounded, but he'll recover.
I didn't think it was possible. You must have a story to tell. I'll hear it back at the ship.
Let's go then.